the news and interviews you know and love. It's the Northwest's #1 racing podcast, the Shaun in the Dirt podcast. This is Shaun, and you're in the dirt.
All right, Trophy Cup Night 2, probably one of the strangest ones I've been at as far as the way it all happened here. But hey, Cory Eliason picks up the win. Is that one of the different ways to win, huh?
Yeah. I mean, my radio quit working, and I heard, top 5 to the scales, and that was all I heard, or I just wasn't paying attention. I was a little upset that I didn't move down quick enough into the rubber. I started going down, but it was just, one corner too late in 3 and 4. So I had a really good race with Colby. It's just, I'm all for they told me they're down there filming me and wanting to put the hats and bands, and I'm like, the winner's coming. And they're like, no, you won. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I didn't, but sure, whatever you guys say. And they're like, no, he jumped the start. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. So I guess we got the win, which is good for us. It's never the way you want to. You'd rather them, he did jump the start, just throw the yellow and restack them and go again. So that way it evens it out because, the emotion's going through everybody. But, Rod and Rhonda gave me a race car. They showed up down here. I think I don't know, Rod was telling me the last time he was here in Trophy Cup, I think was with Brad Sweet when he won with the controversial out turn 4 with him and Larson. So it's been a while since he's been here, and he doesn't really care to come here all the time. So for him to want to come here and race it with me, it means something.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, to run in first the famous 83 SA, and then obviously Rod, huh? It's got to be really cool to run for him.
Yeah, we started, he kind of asked me to drive for him, I think 2015 or 16 when SCCT started, and so we did, and I mean we won everywhere we went. I think that was one of the best years I had as far as racing 360 wise. So it was good. He made me. I was terrible at Plashville, terrible at Chico, terrible at Petaluma, and I started winning. Every race there was there with Rod. So it's a comfort thing. He understands me, I understand him, and the confidence. It's been one of those years where, no matter what I did, it just seemed like it would never go right for me. So tonight it's, I got past, and then they gave me the win. So it's like, oh, well, maybe, now I don't have the bad luck. maybe I finally got rid of it. So that's, that's one positive heading into Saturday night.
Yeah, and Rod's been such a big part of racing in California, and this race is so big. It just all works, and the fans just love to see this car out here, so it's cool.
Yeah, the Tyners are definitely a staple in this industry. Everybody knows them from West Coast all the way to the East Coast. There's people in New York who've been like, oh, yeah, tell Rod hi when you see him, because they assume I live back in California still. But it's cool to be able to run for somebody, like that. I put him right up there, with running for somebody like Dennis Roth or Kevin Rodine, who's been in this sport for years, and they don't just put anybody in. They have, winning drivers, and, they have success that comes along with it.
Okay, so I guess last night the winner I had, has been making news recently, and the guy that wins tonight's been making some news recently. So what is going on with the off season now, and your plans for next year? When do we find out what's going on, or when do you find out, huh?
I guess I find out. I'm sure that the general public will find out shortly after I find out. As of right now, I don't know anything, don't really have anything. It's been a weird year. It seems like, there's a lot more funding being brought into motorsports, which is good in a way, but bad if, you're not one of the guys that has the funding to kind of move into one of those teams and keep it going, with the economy and the way that, the rising prices are and how everything goes. This is a business. I understand it, and I'm not done racing. I'll definitely be racing. That's what I want to do. I don't want to have a real job, but I guess if all else fails, I do have a pretty successful fabrication and powder coat business in Indy that I can always kind of fall back to and just rely on that.
Well, that's a good thing. But you're such a good race car driver that we'd be disappointed if we didn't see you out there.
I don't know if I'm that. I think it's more of I've tried that thing called work, and I think I'm 33 now, and I don't know how long it takes, for you to figure life out. But at 33, I think I realize I'm just not cut out to work.
Is anybody?
I mean, some people do it their whole life, so yeah, they must be. But I just realized I got to figure out a different way to do it because I just don't think I'm cut out for it.
Who'd you like to thank?
I got to thank Sanger Tire and Wheel and Wright's Almond Harvesting, Fatheads Eyewear, Elliot's Custom Trailers for, the first two kind of came on board. They're out here in California, and they helped me when I had the 00, and, they love seeing me come back. And then, the last two, they've been supporters of me for the past 5 years, and, they stick with me thick through thin. And, Rod and Rhonda and my buddy Jose, my dad's out here. He was helping. So it's been good. It was kind of a skeleton crew when we started. I didn't realize, I thought kind of we had everybody here working. When I showed up, there were 6 or 7 people working on the car, and I'm like, oh, cool. And went to fire off our engine, everybody's scattered, and then it's just Rod on the quad, and I'm like, where's our help? He's like, we don't have any. I'm like, oh, this is going to be cool.
All right, well, congratulations tomorrow night. I don't know where the points landed out, but it'll be fun anyways, huh?
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I would imagine we'd got to be in the top 10. It's just, that's kind of how it works when you finish up front like that. So, unfortunately, we made it to the B and got to start on the front row and just kind of kept it together. And, due to a rule or a default, I guess, we come out with the win. So, a win's a win. I guess when we go to the bank, they don't ask how you won it. They just know that you got the money.
That's the check, right?
That's it.
All right. Well, congratulations. See you tomorrow night.
Yep, thanks.
This is Shaun. You're in the dirt. Dominic Scelzi joins her right now, and where did you even finish? Second? I think you finished second, right? After all the chaos tonight, I forgot where you finished, but I think it was second, and I think your high point tonight. And I don't think you had this motor in the car on Monday, did you?
No. What a turn of events. We pretty much on Monday had written off Trophy Cup. We had some engine problems on Saturday, which was our last 360, and we were kind of looking at it like, well, you know what, the year that we've had, it makes sense to just call it a year, or at least not run the Trophy Cup. And Trey called me this afternoon, or on Monday afternoon, and said, man, it'll take me 5 minutes to pull my engine out, and we'll drive it down to you. And because he was coming anyways to run the 26, and he's like, well, I'll bring my engine, you throw it in, you run it like it's your own. And I'm like, absolutely not, no chance. Well, Monday night rolls around, he called me, and he goes, hey, I got that motor out, it's going to be down to you on Wednesday. And I just roll my eyes, and here we go. We get it on Wednesday around 3 o'clock, throw it in. It's ticking like crazy. It sounds like it's going to blow up when it's idling, and took the valve covers off and dumped a gallon of oil out on the ground of our shop. And Thursday morning, we kind of decided, hey, you know what? It's the Starks family kind of said it's going to blow up in our car or yours, so may as well get it over with. And we put it together, and it ran amazing. We qualified good last night, and just didn't get the breaks we needed last night in the heat race, which unfortunately kind of set up our whole night. And then tonight, the racetrack was wide and racy, and we were able to go from 5th to 2nd, damn near won the heat. And then the main event, we were just really good. We paced ourselves well, and you kind of had to save some tire for a little bit, and we were able to do that. So thankful for the second place run tonight and being high points. I think this is the 4th time in my career being high points going into Saturday at the Trophy Cup. So, man, I'd love nothing more than to finally pull off of a Trophy Cup championship, but I know that's a long ways away from right now. So got ourselves in good position. I'm thankful for that. Thankful my guys work so hard every weekend and haven't given up yet, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, so now it's a heat race, which is interesting because I don't know. I've never been here. I mean, I watch them online, but it seemed like the heat races on Thursday and Friday are really good and exciting. But Saturday doesn't seem like it's as exciting or as much passing. Maybe it's because you don't get the qualifying and all the laps on the track. I don't know. I don't know if they do something different to the track, but it doesn't seem like. Is that kind of traditionally what happens?
Absolutely. I mean, historically, you kind of want to be in a later heat race on Saturday. You want to be in a later heat race most of the time at Trophy Cup, but what usually happens is you hot lap everybody, and then they have like one non-qualifier race, and you go right into heat race number 1. So there's basically no laps on the racetrack. The racetrack's way wet, way narrow, and really the racetrack on Saturday usually is a lot different than what it is on Thursday and Friday. And just judging from how the last 2 nights have been, I imagine it's probably going to be very wet and very hard to pass in the heat races. So hopefully we can get a good start on the outside, pick as many guys off as we possibly can. I can remember there was a year where we went, I think, 8th to 2nd, and I mean, really had a hell of a point lead, and then didn't even make it out of turn 2. Guy crashed in front of us and ended our whole night. So we've been really good, and we're ready to go.
How many more years are you going to let Jimmy, or how many? Not let Jimmy, but how many more years are you going to say, hey, Jimmy, you're still with us?
Man, I mean, after this year, I wouldn't be surprised if in a few weeks he tells me he's going to Mexico and never comes back. I mean, the guy's been through the freaking ringer this year, but I love Jimmy. I love racing with him. I love racing with Lucas and my guys, and I've got the team behind me that I want. There's nobody I want to race with other than these two guys, and we've been through the ringer this year, so I think there's something to be said for perseverance, and the best teams in the sport stick together when it's tough. So we've had the highs, and now we're having the lows, but I'm not done yet. I keep showing up every week, and we can still do a lot of damage.
I loved when I was talking to Jimmy earlier about when are you going to retire and stuff. He's like, working for Dom is like being retired when you compare it to what my last job was like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he is 3/4 of the way retired. He has his alarm set for lunch every day, and his diabetes is through the roof, and I don't even know, man. It's a bad day to be a bottle of wine when you're working for Dominic Scelzi and your name's Jimmy Carr, I guess. But no, we have a lot of fun together, and yeah, it's a good time. It's just it's a lot of fun. The only pressure that's put on us is myself, and that guy that writes the checks sometimes gets a little crazy, but we got to keep him on his medication and make sure he lets us do our job.
And then real quick, I know you had Trey on the podcast this week, and what's it like doing that podcast? How's that been going?
That's a lot of fun. It's great. I've got a great group of guys that do that with us, and Daryl Turford, he was like, hey, I want to do a podcast, and I'm like, okay, well, you got the wrong guy, because I'm not a podcast guy. I'll get canceled. And he talked me into it and warmed me up to it, and I've had a great time with it. I love it, and always happy to be on.
As long as they don't ask you questions like I sometimes do, and you give me, I don't know, I remember some crazy answers you've given me over the years, right?
Yeah, I want to say.
What was the one last year? What did I ask you? Something about what you eat for lunch or something?
Right.
Yeah, that was a good one, right?
Something like that.
Boy.
We did an interview with my brother a few weeks back, and we were playing Fuck, Marry, Kill, but it was with racetracks, and I wanted to turn it into celebrities, but that got shut down pretty quick. But I like to have fun. There's not been a podcast yet I've done without having a few drinks before. So, I let my hair down, and I have a lot of fun. And a lot of stuff gets edited out, unfortunately. But I really have a lot of fun with those guys. And, Sam and JJ, they're great guys. And it's just a great atmosphere. It's a lot of, it's just buddies talking shit. So we have fun with it. And, kind of like everything else I do, I just try not to take it too seriously and just have a good time.
Well, it's definitely fun. They definitely got the right guy doing it, I'll tell you that. So, well, thanks for the interview. Good luck tomorrow. If you win the Trophy Cup, the roof on the grandstands might actually blow off.
I hope they got good insurance here, because if we do win it, we're going to burn this place to the ground. I mean, I'm telling you what, I'll hate to know how I feel on Sunday morning, but it's something I've dreamed of my entire life, and I've been incredibly close, and it's never been my day. But I would imagine if there's going to be a year, it may as well be this one.
I mean, we heard a lot of boos tonight when Colby was penalized, but I don't even want to know what would happen if you got penalized, huh?
Yeah, there might be a riot. I've got some incredible fans, and honestly, I love driving a race car, but just the people that I've been able to meet throughout this sport, it's truly been a gift. I've been thankful, and I think probably the thing I'm most proud of in my career is the fan base that I built and the friendships that I built along the way. So thankful for that, and thankful for everyone that wears the Dominic Scelzi shirt.
Well, I'm leaving you. I'm taking you from the barbecue, so I'll let you go. Good luck tomorrow night.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna get the hell out of here and go eat some ribs.
All right, this is Shaun, and you're in the dirt. Colby Copeland joins her right now, and we thought he had the win, and unfortunately, I guess there's a rule there, and you got third tonight, but you're still sitting second in points, it looks like, going into tomorrow night, so that's a really good thing for you, right?
Yeah, no, that's great. It's a lot better than I thought that we were going to be, so definitely going to have to forget about tonight and stay focused and be ready to rock tomorrow.
You were really gracious in Victory Lane. What gets that positivity going there?
Oh, I don't think there was anything positive about what happened there, but I just, being on the promoter side of things, I just kind of get that when they make a call, whether it be in any sport with any official, you can get mad, run the official over. I don't know that I've ever seen a call be flipped the other way, so I guess I've just kind of looked at it now in my older age that it's just, it is what it is, and just do learn from it and don't do it again, I guess. So, or don't even give them a reason to think that I was, jumping the start or whatever that may be that they thought I did.
Now, getting back to the good stuff, that race was fun. It looks like you found the rubber there and a little bit quicker than Cory and was able to get around him.
Yeah, I mean, when you're leading in those situations, Cory's a great race car driver. He just was leading and running his line. I think he was super smooth, making consistent laps, and being in second, it was just one of those things that I was able to search a little bit, and I just kind of found it that one lap a little earlier than he did, one lap before he did, and was able to sneak by him, and then, man, he was all over me the rest of the race. It just got really tough in the rubber there. When we got to lap traffic, the wing, the air on the wing and all that goofy stuff, when I get close to lappers, I would lose my air on my wing and I'd get loose and sideways, and I could see him underneath me. So I was struggling there at the end, but once I was able to clear that last lap car, the last lap made it easier.
And then let's talk about the 5V. This car has been around for a long time, but you guys have something really special with this 5V. Every time you get in this car, you're really fast.
Yeah, I don't know about every time. We're working on our consistency. This is the full definition of a Ma and Pa team right here. So it's fun. Everybody's always in a positive mood. If we crash, it's the same mood. If we win. So obviously we get upset and we want to win, but it's just trying to find the consistency. Like last night, we didn't make it out of the B main. Tonight we're battling for a win. So. We're hitting on things. We're always trying to get better, and not being able to race a lot with everything else that I have going. It hurts us a little bit. These guys that have full-time crew guys that they race twice every weekend. I mean, it's tough. California is really tough right now, and just trying to be competitive with them, and even be in the top 10 is something to talk about.
Now, I got to get to Chico, but I got to ask you, what's it like, going to that side? Did you ever expect when you started being a race car driver, did you ever expect you'd be helping run a track like that with Brad and Kyle?
I don't know that I ever had thought that. I did a few go-kart races. I did one with Lowell at Cycleland, and then I did a couple with that Brandon Williams at Red Bluff. And I was kind of on the promoter side of it, kind of more the event promoter instead of the track promoter. But then, Brad just kind of came to me with an idea. Those guys are out on the national level with Cup and sprint cars. So I kind of fit in there and was able to be at all the Chico races and kind of do the part there. And so it just all worked out, and it's been fun. It's been a lot of learning, but I feel like we're really starting to hit on a few things, and it's starting to show, and it's been good. It's been fun.
And it's been fun because you guys were kind of the start, but then like Peter and them have really helped build 410 racing, and then even in the Northwest and all throughout, we've seen it in the Northwest, but it kind of started with you guys really just making a real push for 410 racing, and I think you guys were the start of that, and then Peter and John and Kevin really got that going, because that's really building in the Northwest as well.
Yeah, it's the 410s is just, it's what people want to see. We see it with our crowds, when the 410s are there, the crowd's there. When the 360s are there, they still get decent crowds, on the bigger races like this Trophy Cup, but on a local 360 show, it kind of hurts a little bit. And you can definitely, like you said, see the momentum shift of the 410s. It's hard not to when they're very close and similar in price, but one's racing for $2,000 and one's racing for $5,000 or $10,000. How do you not go where the money's at? This sport's super expensive, and when you can race for more money, it helps.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and good luck tomorrow night.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
This is Shaun, and you're in the dirt.